And here they are. They're coming on at the top of your screen. And it's going to be... And they are off. And we're underway. It looks like Alfie's got a slow start, and Elite is already in the toe in the slipstream, up into P2 already, and he's going to try and challenge the when they're 3 or 4 abreast, 5 abreast into the first corner, and Levi's already got a 3-second time penalty, forced off track. Quattro's all the way down, and there's a big crash in the background. There is a big crash in Levi's round. Quattro's gone off, and there's a lot of wind damage flying up. There's Add2 leads into turn 1, and that is JD Men's off the track in the middle sector. And he's gone off track.
The worst possible start for Alfie there.
And Alfie is down to 15th place. Yeah, it was just a lot of people just got caught up. And then so it adds in the lead. Corey says, Max, if you could open Twitch and go back into F1 just to... Yes, I will. Okay, so free back, and hopefully that's sorted that out. So there we go then. Ads is up by 0.5 of a second, but he is getting chased down at the moment.
Tillman's gone off. That allows Shut Meadow to hit, well, I think to get past. He does, just about.
Yep, there it is. Shut Meadow up into 5th place. As we have Moneybag and Spitz as Men's speeds into the pit lane to add to his woes. We have a few people with wing damage actually. As Tuman's going to come back at Shut Meadow here into turn 1, but Shut Meadow stays ahead. All fixed now, thank you. I don't know what happened. Obviously, it was just a bit crazy from my end, so I do apologise about that. Sometimes my mic decides to blow up. Decided to happen at the start of the race, but it was probably because there's about 15 separate collisions going into turn 1. Here we go then. Into the chicane. Ads is clear, and it looks like a big toe going from Elite Risks and Jensen.
Biggest
I just
Tillman.
noticed that Jensen is up into P3. Tooman and Shut Middle going out again, just missed that, but Tooman outside of DRS range already from the train. He's going to have to start using some of his DRS. But it looks like Jensen's getting really close to the back of Elite Risk. He's going to try and set him up into this next right-hander. He has a little look, but that's going to offset him for this next left-hander. But he is going to stay behind for now.
We've had a few big position gainers, like Zaki's base is up 7, and Jito is up 7 from the back on his hards, and he's keeping with the likes of JP and Ham on the mediums, so I think Jito could be one to watch out for towards the end of this race.
Yeah. 2 minutes as fastest lap. He's just in DRS range now. Quattro and Alfie at the back here, and they've both obviously made disappointing starts for them. Alfie more disappointing for him because he was on the front row and now he's all the way back in P13, dropped 11 positions in the end. Ads will be under DRS threat now from Elite Risk, and he is about 8 cents clear, so should be comfortable going into this braking zone. It doesn't looks like the car's further back actually, a lot closer to Elite Risk, and Elite Risk is to Ads as Quattro in the background has made a move on Barlow, and Elite Risk is under pressure here from the cars behind. Shut Metal is struggling to actually stay on with Tooman. Tooman's definitely got pace. He just made a couple of mistakes on the opening lap, and that's probably to the annoyance of him, as Simba is ahead. Jensen has gone off the track. Jensen has gone off the track and made a mistake, and that's dropped him a couple of positions, and Tooman is now up into 4th, Simba up into 3rd, and Jensen will be ruined that mistake, but that has brought his teammate closer into the fight as well. There's a yellow flag, and that is Shady Men's. Don't know if he's had a contact with Paul, as there are only 2 cars around there, Tooman. So it's another fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Something I've just noticed is that the likes of Chuck Medal has pretty much used all of his ERS already. So he's obviously struggling to stay with the pack, with Zakersby closely behind him, the mediums as well. He'll be under pressure pretty soon, as I think we've had another spin at Barlow's round on his hards.
Barlow, oh, that's not what he wanted. He's looking to go long on those. He's going to rejoin the track. But you see he's down in 13th place. Jamie Menz, Sweden's pit lane again. I wonder if he will retire from the session.
Yeah.
Yes, he will.
Bailey Menson's had enough.
Yeah, I mean, it just did not go well for the AlphaTauris. It's gone even worse for Menz. It just did not go his way at all.
No.
Here is Simba right up the gearbox of Elite Risk. You do get a tremendous slipstream coming off that chicane down towards here. You're just flat out sitting behind the car, but he's not really close enough to make any moves at the moment, as the soft compound tyres will start to just struggle a little bit. But the top 10 at the moment, they're in a train, and hopefully Jamie Menz's car will get out of the way by the time these guys all get to him. But Elite Risk still managing to stay on in the DRS range. Excuse me. But adds on the medium compound tyres. Certainly seems to be favourite still at the moment, as he is on the best strategy of anyone in this top group. Perhaps Jitto, Ham, Zakker's Beast as well. So I'll just switch to what people's tyres are on in the top 10. So from Zak to Jitto, you'd say they have still got a chance for something good to come their way as well. But Elite Risk still has DRS, but he goes defensive, and here comes Simba. He's going to try and have a move. He doesn't look like he's going to get enough straight line speed out of it, and looks like Tuman actually has dropped back a little bit once again from this battle, so he needs to really try and get a move on. The Shut Medal has lost time as well. So the soft tyres for certain people are really struggling. I know Elite Risk is definitely struggling on those tyres, but he's managing to keep that DRS. And here comes Zakker's Beast. Yeah. He's going to have a go. Going to go down the inside. He's going to get really close for comfort, as I think he's just Shut Medal has held on around the outside in the end, to the annoyance of the McLaren and the cars behind. But he does just have to bide his time for a little bit longer. JP is very close to the back of Ham. Is he going to go for the move? He's there. Oh, they almost make contact. JP is going to go around the outside. He'd go for a switchback, and now he's going to have a good run. As it looks like Elite Risk has dropped out of DRS range. He might have just nicked it coming into where the detection point is. But they're all going to bunch up once again behind Shut Medal, and there's just a cork in the bottle at the moment. As Shut Medal is really starting to hold these drivers up, and they really want to get past. But I think there might be a move for second place in terms of Elite Risks going down, and Simba going down into the chicane as DPT Alfie sets the fastest lap, but he is all the way down in P14, 31.5 seconds off the lead. Here comes Simba. It looks going to be a fairly easy move.
Yeah.
And it is a fairly easy move. And Zak does exactly the same, cuts across, and he is ahead. Oh, it looks like JP's hit the back of Ham, and he is definitely, there was some damage fly off someone's car, and it looks like maybe a little bit of damage to one of the cars, as JP just went a little bit too deep, and unfortunately someone that might have been JP who got damaged. We'll wait and see how it all plays out. Hopefully it hasn't given Ham any sideboard damage. Jitto, in fact, might have actually been the one who got damaged. It was Jitto who got damaged. Oh, that is unfortunate. For Jitto, there was end plate that flew up, and it is Jitto who's the one who's paid the price, unfortunately.
Yeah, Jitto was doing really well as well. After his quali ban, he made his way up the field, and
through no fault of his own.
No.
It's unfortunately has to come into the pit lane. Zak can't pull a gap at the moment on Shut Medal. Shut Medal's content staying in the DRS range, try and save the tyres, and that's what these guys will do. They'll just try and save the tyres for as long as possible. and hope that they can take hard compound tyres probably to the end of the race. And there goes Ham. He's definitely got more grip than Chuck Medal, so that's another easy move. And yeah, he is up into 7th place. He is the Alpine driver with his teammate all the way up, as looks like JP actually is going for it himself down the inside there. That's going to be very close into the next right-hander. This is still sees a Mercedes Chuck Medal hanging around the outside before on Zach. He's still there on the inside. He's going to send it up the inside. JP leaves him enough room, and JP makes a very nice move, and he is up into 8th place, and Chuck Medal is just leaking positions at the moment. So it looks like the soft compound tyre runners are coming into the pits, or not. It's only Simba who comes into the pits. And what tyres is he going to put on?
Hard. So we're going to the end of the race.
Hard compound tyres. So he'll go to the end. We have Zach. Just so Ham looks like he's got a lot more pace than Zach. And he'll be trying to put an impression on the soft compound tyre runners ahead of him. Where does Simba come out? Just behind Barlow. Probably wish he comes ahead, but come out ahead. But maybe he'll just have the helping hand of that DRS going down the back straight. As a men's session, he doesn't want to watch these drivers anymore. And that is a fairly easy move. Just seems fairly simple moves with the DRS at the moment, and not really much fighting going on down into that chicane. Let's get the toe now. Ball with JP. He might have to get out of this in a second. Simba does make the move. Oh, and there's Zach's beast on the inside. JP hits the back of Zach. That might unsettle him through the corner. Zach leaves his nose in, but he can't do enough. But is JP going to get enough of a run? Go for a move then for the next left-hander? No, he's not. He thinks better of it and backs out in the end. Will we see soft runners in the pits this lap? Looks like someone's carried on.
Elite risk event. Jensen is in.
Oh, JP down the inside. That's going to get very tight and just misses Zach there. So let's go back to Simba in the final sector C, where Simba comes out in relation to these hard runners. I say hard runners. Elite Risks has gone on to the mediums, interestingly enough. Simba, wow, okay, Simba is a long way clear of everyone. Yeah, that undercut has been very powerful for Simba.
Yeah,
he's
that's perfect.
Cleared the DRS range even. That has worked wonders, and I think that DRS that he got from Barlow, it definitely helped him out. It looked like he did actually cut the track there a little bit, but Jitto sets the fastest lap. But unfortunately for him, he is a long way back, and we'll have to make another stop. But I don't think those mediums will make it to the end.
Yeah, it certainly will be a push.
JP, Zach and Ham. This trio going along. Chuck Medal still trying to hang on. But yeah, Ham just leading the train. He's about 7.5 seconds off his teammate at the moment. But it'll be interesting to see where Simba comes out in relation to ads. Once he pits, Tuman eventually pits in the end. He's going to try and hope for something, as looks like Ham's made a mistake into the final corner, so maybe there'll be a run for Zach down towards turn 1. He's in the slipstream, he's got the DRS, he's got the inside line. Ham doesn't defend to the inside, he's going to go down the inside, and he appears ahead at the exit of turn 1 through turn 2, and it is Zach, Ham, JP, as they're all, I throw a blank over him at the moment. They're that close together. They're all just in formation at the moment. Where does Tuman come out? He comes out behind the lot, as I expected. And Elite is just getting held up a little bit by Barlow at the moment. As we'll have a look. That's as Barlow takes out the bollard. He just wants to get past at any possible moment, does Elite, but he's probably used a little bit more ERS than he would have wanted. And they've just lost a lot of time, have Zach, Ham and JP, and JP's picked up a time penalty. This should be an easy move for Elite. Down towards the chicane. And he clears Barlow before he gets to the braking zone. As Simba is a long way clear, actually 4.5 seconds. 3.5 seconds. I can't do math. So there we go. He is up into P6 is Elite, and Tuman will really want to get past. He's gone on to the mediums actually, as Tuman. He went a bit longer, so maybe he thinks he can carry those mediums towards the end of this race. Whatever action we got on the track. Let's go back to this battle. P2 at the moment. JP going to go down the inside into turn 1. He goes for a move down the inside on Ham. Ham leaves him room. And Ham stays ahead for now. All the while this happens. It's just going to allow Simba to gain time, and Ads is not really in their race at the moment. Barlow, actually Tuman's made a move on the straight. So Barlow is now down to P8 and still has to make one more stop in this race. 9.3 seconds is the lead for Ads. So here comes Ham. He's weaving a little bit to try and get past. He can't. Is Tuman going to have a go into the chicane? It's not even. Barlow picks up another time penalty.
Alfie just glided past Jensen there. It's pretty surprising as well, as Jensen is on the fresher tyres.
I just realised that. Jensen's obviously struggling. He's a long way back on these runners here. Elite is closing the gap now to Simba, but he's going to have to do a bit more managing of those tyres, are these two drivers. So we'll see, maybe they'll try and work together. So here comes this trio once again, down towards turn 1. Hopefully there's no more contact. I know JP hit the back of Ham early on, which caused Jitto to get damage. But they're going to really try. As Tuman sets another fastest lap of this Grand Prix. You haven't really mentioned Ads too much.
No, he's
currently 10 seconds.
Yeah,
clear.
he's kind of just run away with it so far. Obviously, his main rival's pitted, but can't see anyone else winning this race, to be honest.
No, we have the fresher. You have the fresher hard compound tyres.
You will, yeah.
Once he makes his stop, it will just be where in relation. How much of a undercut will Simba get? Simba, what is he, about 19 seconds? Let's have a look. 20.3 seconds off the lead. I don't know how long it is for a pit stop around here. My knowledge is not very good.
Oh my god. Ads was coming into the pits then, and well, he did one of the best saves I think I've ever seen. He was sideways going into the pits. Somehow saved it.
Zach is in as well. Let's have a look.
Obviously his teammate
Simba.
Simba. I think he could come out in first here, but obviously, like you say, Ads will have the fresher tyres. Well,
so Simba has, Simba is a long way clear. Where is Ads going to come out in relation to Tuman? It's going to be very close down towards turn 1, but he just squeezes out ahead of Tuman. Tuman's made a move on Elite wrists as well, but on the medium compound tyres. It'll take a little bit of time for those hards to warm up. You'll have to try and warm them up in the first sector. Jitto sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but is Tuman going to challenge Ads into the chicane? And it looks like Ads has actually got a very good launch onto the straight, and he will be comfortably clear into the braking zone of the chicane. But yeah, it's 3 seconds. Simba is absolutely rinsed those hards in these 5 laps that he's been out on track on those hards. CPT Alfie has made another move up into P7 in this race. So then, Simba is the net race leader, but he has 5 lap older tyres, so it does have the track position, as Jensen has now made his way past Barlow, who's now leaking even more positions. Should see, as JP almost hit the back of Ham coming into the pits then. So Simba will take the lead when he crosses the line, and he will lead the French Grand Prix. We're about halfway through. Around halfway through this lap, will be halfway through the race. Ads is gaining, and gaining fast, as he's set a purple final sector, so he's got those tyres warmed up very nicely. But Tooman and Elite Risk in the DRS will be able to save their tyres as long as they can stay with Ads, and they'll try and use the freshness of their tyres to try and stay with Ads, and maybe they will fight for the win themselves, but they've got a tall order if they're going to do that.
Yeah, Ads isn't far off of I'd say Simba now, so if he can just hold off the likes of 2 minute leap while he does get into Simba's DRS, it will make it a lot easier job for him. But obviously Simba won't give up easy, as he's fighting for the win himself.
No, but at least we've got some sort of fight going on.
Yeah.
It's not just a procession at the moment. But yeah, the DRS is quite powerful on that back straight. So we'll have to try and focus on getting good exits each time. But has he used up his tyres too much too soon? But he really wanted to go for that undercut and get track position, which he did. But I think Ads is probably about to set fast lap as Grand Prix here. He doesn't, but it's I think it was a very quick lap. He gains a lot of time. I think it was like 7/10 of a second on that lap. So yeah, I think he'd probably a personal best already. But Ads is about 7/10 from the detection DRS detection. He won't get it this lap, but he'll try and get it next lap if he can. I wonder how much DRS he's got. Still got quite a lot of DRS as well to play with, so he's obviously got some pace in his locker. Charlie has left the party and left the session, unfortunately. So I'll be going on solo for now, as Ham has made his way past Chuck Middle for P7. Chuck Middle with the undercut, as Ham picks up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. That is a shame. Here comes JP on the inside. Charlie, his Wi-Fi's pretty shut off. So we'll try and get back if he does get him back in. But we'll press on for now, and it is Ham ahead of JP, ahead of Shut Metal, ahead of Zach, ahead of Quattro, ahead of Levi, ahead of Jitto for this train for P7. So we'll go back on board with Ads. And he is gained a couple of cents, so Simba with a better lap this time. Really trying his best to keep out of the DRS detection point, DRS range as long as possible. Need to be within 1 second to get that magical DRS flap that opens on the rear wing and gives you an extra speed boost along in the 2 DRS zones on this circuit. Is 1.3, 1.4 seconds. The gap out front between Simba and Ads. We're on lap 16 of this race, and when we cross the line, we'll have 11 laps to go. And Tooman and Elite Risk still sitting there trying to save their medium compound tyres, and they will start to struggle at some point, but Elite Risk is dropping back at the moment. Tuman's got a big toe coming towards this double right-hander, and Elite Risk is in danger of dropping out of this train. I think he's going to might have used a bit of ERS actually to try and get back in DRS range. He's 1.2 seconds, 1.1, and he's almost there in DRS range. And Simba, well, I'm pretty sure he's probably been looking in his mirrors to see a larger Alpine every single time he comes onto each straight. And it is 1 second, so can he get within 1 second of this detection point? It's hovering around that time. He's lost. It's a very good first chicane, has Simba, so he might survive for another lap even. So here he goes, and he has just missed out once again. So I don't know if Elite Risk has actually missed out as well. As he comes up to DRS, he just gets DRS. But here comes Tuman then. He's going to go for a move, and Ads is going to say, well, there you go. So Tuman up into second place, and Ads has really missed his chance here to be the first to have a go at Simba, and it is Tuman up into second place, and he is going to use some ERS to try and get in that detection point, and he is at the moment the first man who will have a go at Simba. Simba is still in the lead of this race after performing about a 5-lap undercut on the pole sitter of Ads. If you're just joining us, Alfie, Quattro, JD Menz are all involved in some sort of incident that they dropped back. I think it was Levi King who span as well. We'll just get Charlie in while they go through this first sector. Bear with me. And yeah, we're just going to move back in. We'll get Charlie back in a second once these guys have gone down the straight. We'll have a look. Quattro picked up a 3-second time penalty. Just look further back. JP is now ahead of this train for P7. And Tuman closes in on the Alfie and Jensen going side by side. Jensen up ahead. And he is up into P5. Here comes Tuman. Is he going to have a move? It doesn't look like. Timber's actually flashing on the ERS. So he's in trouble. Quickly, let's see if we can get you in.
Hello, yeah. Apologies about that. It just completely disconnected from my Xbox.
Hopefully, allows you to get back in. Right, so we'll have the trouble with the yellow flag in Sector 3, actually. I've missed. While this has been going on. Who have we got? Oh, it's Zach's Beast is round. And Alfie is into the pits. But yeah, Zach's Beast is round while I was getting Charlie in there. And that is unfortunate for Zach. And he is down in P14 out of the points and will need a miracle if he's going to get any sort of points. And Alfie is into the pits. So then, we might see some action now, finally, for the lead. Jito picks up a time penalty, but he's going to have to come into the pits at some point. And here we go then. Is Tuman going to have a go? It looks to be fairly simple. DRS, as I've said before, is very powerful. And Tuman is in the lead of the French Grand Prix on his medium compound tyres. But Ads with the best tyres of the lot might come back into this race. Just seems to be out of sorts a little bit in these last few laps. But Tuman is now got the track position, and Simba has had to relinquish the lead. But he needs to probably start saving some ERS, and he still has the hard compound tyres that will probably be fairly similar to Tuman's medium compound tyres. Elite Risk has dropped off this battle quite considerably now. So he just missed that DRS and just didn't quite have the pace. But here we go then, on to lap number 20, as Simba is lagging a little bit now.
Yeah, I just saw that.
That was the first time I've actually seen this race.
Hopefully it
So
doesn't
we'll
get
keep an eye
too
on
much
that.
worse.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But it's the first time I've seen it in this race.
Could be a pretty simple move for him then down this back straight, as long as he gets a decent enough exit. It does like
Yeah,
to
I
go
wonder if
better.
they'll. Yeah, I wonder if they'll start playing a game where they'll just sit behind as the yellow flag, as I think that's Zach who's spun
Yeah.
down in the exit of turn 2. I wonder if they'll just sit behind each other and just save the RS and then wait to the final lap or wait and see. It depends if they've got enough grip on their tyres for the final lap or not. But adds, I have to make 2 moves at this point. Obviously, penalties might come into play for these guys, as JP's on the inside of Ham on the second part of the chicane. Ham is up into P6. There's a battle raging on for P6 here, and they've all got penalties, so it doesn't actually matter. Drivers, Alfie is got past Barlow, but he's on the soft compound tire, so that's to be expected. Barlow's picked up another 3-second time penalty, so Ham up into P6. So we've got a fight for P6 at the moment, and then a fight for the lead, which we will go back on board with, as it looks like Ads has got a bit more grip here, and Simba has had to go defensive, and will Ads go for the move? He's really pushing him down towards turn 1, but does not go for the move, and it's quite unsettled Ads just a little bit, but Tuman's going to hope that they start to battle a little bit more and pull away, but still 3-4 tenths. JP is now ahead of Ham once again, and picked up a 3-second time penalty, so that might hinder the rest of his race. Unfortunate for JP, but here we go again, down towards turn 8, I think this is. Simba in the tow, in the slipstream, isn't going to go for a move down the inside. No, he doesn't. He backs out in the end, and there's about 5 tenths covering the top 3 at the moment. And Tuman on 11 lap old mediums, Simba on 13 lap old hards. Ads with the best tyres of the lot is going to go for a move here. He's got a big toe. He's going to go down the inside of the double right-hander. Looks like he's just backed out in the end, and he thinks better of it. And it's going to come to a head at some point in this race. Someone's going to have to go for a move. But they're all going to have to play a bit of tactical strategy here, and let Tuman burn out his tyres out front, while Simba and Ads just protect their tyres for the rest of the race. But we are now going on to lap 22. Tuman still leads this race. As you can see, the Ferrari Velita has just fallen back in the background, and Jensen is starting to catch for P4 in this race. As Jitto carries on for another lap on those medium compound tyres. He's going to try something here, maybe, as Ads gets a bit hot into turn 4. Or turn 5, rather. And almost hits the back of Simba. But Simba is in the slipstream of Tuman, and Ads is in the slipstream of Simba. And Simba really hasn't got much here, about 20% by the looks of it. Tuman's got a little bit more, and Ads has got about 40%. So Ads had to use a little bit to try and stay with it. He's got the best of the lot, though. There's there's not much going on between these guys. It's further back. We have Levi ahead of Shutmeadow, and Shutmeadow is low on the ERS. Ham is right behind JP and pushing him along, and this battle has been raging on for quite some time. But it looks like Elite Risk tyres are really starting to fade. It's remarkable how Tuman has managed to keep his tyres in good nick at the moment, and DRS has definitely helped him, as they're on to lap 23. 5 laps to go in this race. Tumen still leads
He
from
is
Simba
doing
in second place.
really, really well. His Tillman, the mediums must be absolutely dying on him. So I'm surprised he's staying staying in first for as long as he has. To be honest, but Simba made a little mistake there. I think Ads could potentially go for a move if he gets a better exit.
The only problem for Ads here, he's third in the DRS train.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the worst places to be, but he's using his DRS. He's got the DRS. He's really attacking Simba here. Is he going to go for the move down the inside? He is going to go for pull out to the inside. He's going to go down the inside of Simba. He's going to be up into P2. He's going to go around the outside of the next part of the chicane. And there's a very nice move for Ads, and he is up into second place. And Simba has to drop now down to third place after leading this race for so long since all the pit stops shaked out. He's now down into the third place on the podium, and he has to sit behind and watch his two rivals in this race ahead of him, but there's still 4 and a bit laps to go. Anything can happen as Jitto has crashed and is out of this race. That is a full retirement, and maybe his tyres just blew up or something, but that is out at the exit of turn 10. Nothing's going to come out for that by the looks of it, so yeah, we'll carry on as we were on to lap 24. Luckily for everyone else, well, lucky for the top 3, nothing has come out for that. I'm sure they would have loved something to come out for that. Someone would have. Certainly Elite Risks is begging for something, begging for the race to finish at this point, as Jensen is now into DRS range. Here we go again. Ads in the DRS, in the slipstream. I think the gloves are going to start to come off very soon. Is Tumen going to go defensive? He's not going to go defensive. He's going to let Ads go down the inside. And he is ahead, and Ads is into the lead of the French Grand Prix. He's bided his time. But has he gone for a move prematurely, as Tumen is in the slipstream here of Ads coming down towards the double right-hander. He's right up his gearbox. Is Ads going to go defensive? Is Tumen going to go down the inside? No, he doesn't. Ads stays ahead, and Tumen is pushing him through the final sector. But maybe, just maybe, is that the move that seals Ads the win, or can Tumen or Simba fight back for the rest of this race? We have 3 laps to go once we cross the line, but it looks like Ads, who is in the best seat in the house, took him some time to get back into the lead, may have just won this race, as Simba has hit the back of Tumen. That's just unsettled Tumen a little bit, unsettled Simba as well, and that's really not what they wanted, as Barlow has just done the exact same 1 lap later as what Jitto did, and unfortunately Barlow is out of the session. It's been a pretty wretched race for Barlow, and it's finished with a DNF to his name, as Tumen goes very deep into turn 3 and 4. And is that going to allow Simba to have a run? And I think Tumen might have just missed the detection point here. And here comes Simba. He has, and Simba's going to breeze past now, and he is up into P2, and Tumen's dropped from the lead, and he's now back into third place. But Ads with the best tyres seems to be in the best possible position here for the time being. Jensen did make a move on Elite Risks, and Elite Risks is under pressure from JP and Gang coming along, but they all have penalties. So it's DPT Moneybag, who just set the fastest lap,
is in the wall,
spun and is in the wall,
and doesn't look like moving anytime soon.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't at the moment. So we'll leave him be. He might get disqualified. Well, he is going to get disqualified. He doesn't move. I don't really know why. Yes, he's going to get disqualified. I'm not quite sure why he was doing that. But he seems to have enough. Simba still has DRS. Thankfully, Moneybag's car is out straight away. And Simba, does he have enough? What's his DRS looking like? Not very good. Adds a little bit better. Tumen, yeah, about the same as Ads. So is this race over? I'm not too sure. I'm going to say yes, anything can happen, obviously. But Ads has the best tyres. 2 laps to go. Less than 2 laps to go, about 1.5 laps to go. And Simba in the slipstream. It looks to be too far back. But yeah, time to start thinking about the driver of the day, but we might have to wait till the checkered flag to give driver of the day at this point.
It's JP as a... Oh, looks like it's going to be a double move here. Yeah, JP gets past Elite, and Ham gets past Elite as well. So their medium tyres are really dropping off now. I think his teammate Levi.
He's got to just try.
Yeah.
He's just got to try and stay within 3 seconds or 6 seconds of those guys and hope that his tyres don't puncture. That's the only thing he's probably worried about at the moment. It's been a pretty dull weather race, and in terms of weather, but we are on to the final lap of this race. And Simba is still within DRS range. His red light is flashing. Ads has got more ERS at the moment. And is it going to come to a head right here into this DRS zone? Can Simba set up Ads into the chicane? Seems like Ads has got the better exit. He's got a really good exit coming onto the straight. It's about just under 7/10 of a second. He's weaving just a little bit to try and break the toe. And it looks like Ads has got enough grip as a shot medal gets past Elite Risk now, as his tyres are really going off. He'll be lucky to even finish this race at the moment. The way he's going backwards. But Ads still clear, and it looks like he's survived the onslaught. He's picked his moments very well. Seemingly had it somewhat under control in the end. But he's got a few more corners to go, and he just has to keep it in a straight line, and his race win will be his. He started from pole, but it wasn't quite the dominance we expected after the shenanigans that happened on lap 1. He's going to stretch his legs right at the end of this race as he comes round the final corner now. He will see the checkered flag start to wave, and he will come across the line to win the French Grand Prix here in Division 1. It will be Simba in second, Tuman in third. They were the class of the field for this race. And Ads wins a brilliant race here in Division 1. Jensen comes across the line, and he will finish fourth. JP will cross the line in fifth. Where does that end him? He will stay ahead of as Elite Risk does just about get P6. Levi in the end finishing P5 after spinning on lap 1. He spent 19 laps on those hard compound tyres. Alfie, unfortunately for him, as he DNFs across the line, misses out on points. Zach comes 12th, and DPT Paul finishes 13th. So Dorsey said Tuman driver of the day, just making his tyres last that long. But yeah, Charlie, who do you think your driver of the day is after that?
Oh, I'll have to quickly have a look at where people start, because Ads did well. Obviously started from pole, got himself in a bit of traffic. Well, I won't say traffic with Simba and Tuman. Obviously, Tuman ridiculous. I'm gonna go with Tuman, I think, because he made the soft medium work, and it's one of the first drivers I think I've seen actually pull that off to get a podium. So Tuman will be my driver of the day. I will get them in the party.
But yeah, Ads in the end a worthy winner, you would have to say. Did just have the extra pace when he needed it, and he does finish where he started, but he was made to work for it in the end. JP from 15th on the grid finishes P7, sorry. And yeah, Elite Risk just about gets 6th place in the end, after his tyres were really fading off. He was down in about 10th place when he crossed the line. But we do have all three drivers in the party. How would you like to conduct the interviews, Charlie?
I'm easy, mate. If you want, I'll do P3 and you could do P2 and P1.
Yep, sounds good with me. Make sure you've ticked your box, but I'm sure you all know that by now.
So
Go on the
I will kick it off with ARL Tooman then. Started in P7 on the softs, I believe, and yeah, like I was just saying to Mix, you were one of the first drivers I've seen complete a soft medium and get a podium. So how was it for you?
Oh my goodness, my pits are absolutely dripping. The race itself was fantastic. I couldn't have asked for it to go any better, if I'm honest. Um, yeah, from the start, had a bit of a moment, lap one or two. That notorious left-hander in the third sector that just kind of killed anyone who's not running ABS. And then from there, the pace felt really good. I don't think I really made any more notable mistakes beyond that. So really, P3 was the best I could hope for. Seeing ads on the mediums, stretching his lead away in the distance, I thought, oh, he's probably going to be doing the reverse to me. But he ended up going onto the hards, and he came out at just the perfect time for me, so I could basically just scab off his DRS and catch up to Simba. But yeah, the battle once it was just us three was fantastic. It was really to and fro for a long time, and any warning or mistake from any of us would have been catastrophic. So yeah, congrats top two, because yeah, you worked for it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I must say, mate. Yeah, all three of you drove a really good race. Constant battles, but yeah, well done on the podium.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, well done, Tooman. Just about hung on to those tyres in the end. Yeah, well done. So we move on to second place, and that is Simba. Got the glorious undercut in the first stint after the first round of pit stops, and then just didn't have enough in the end to try and hang on to that first place. But how would you assess that in the end? P2 still a pretty good result. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's kind of the still heat of the moment kind of stuff. You probably give yourself time to reflect in a couple of days on what you do. Obviously, it's a bit annoying, and straight after the race, I know how that feels. You could have done so many different things, but yeah, I think you should be pleased with PT. Obviously, everyone would love to win, give it a bit of a fight. But yeah, I think once you've had a bit of time to reflect, I'm sure you'll be pretty pleased still with second place. So yeah, well done on P2. Move on to our winner then. That is Ads, who started from pole, finished first, but it wasn't quite as routine as a first to first is on paper. How would you think that one went for you? And especially that middle part seemed to be quite intense. Yeah, but in the end, you pulled through. So well done on the win. And yeah, that will be that for Division 1. Anything else to say, Charlie? Or
No, not really, mate. Just well done to the podium, boys.
yes, so that'll be it for France. We've done around France this season. Next track will be Austria. Is there F2 around Austria? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we'll be back on Thursday for F2 around Austria, and that will be the next track we'll go to in season 8 of SLR. So be sure to tune in next weekend, end of next weekend for the Austria races. But that'll be all from me and Charlie for Division 1. Ads was your winner, and good night.